What's up guys, Nuno here. This is part 2 of the series on what Lumion gets right. In part 1, we cover the foundation tools, how to build and organize your scene. If you haven't watched that yet, the link is in the description. Now, in this video, we're going to dive deep into the material features that help with realism. By the way, part 1 wasn't going in the direction I wanted, so I redid the materials and the overall landscaping of this project. But don't worry, I'm giving away the Lumion scene file for free so you can follow along. You can download it in the description below. And so what changed? A few things. I swapped the terrain for Lumion landscape planes. The landscaping is more controlled and intentional. I added a neighbor house nearby so the building doesn't feel like it's sitting in the middle of nowhere. And everything you see is entirely from the Lumion library, the materials, the nature assets, so it's all available from the moment you install Lumion. So let's start with number 1. You select any material, concrete, wood, metal, and you drag one slider to add dirt, rust, stains, all instantly. Look at this concrete floor, it looks clean. Now I'll select the material, go to the weathering tab, and drag the slider up. You see what happened? Suddenly it has stains running down from the edges, dirt build up in corners that lift in quality. And you can adjust this per material. Maybe your building is new, put it at, let's say, 20%. But if you have an old stone wall in the background, you can push it up to 50 or 60%. I use this on almost every material to give an extra detail. Next is the Soften Edges slider. In the real world, nothing has perfect sharp 90-degree edges. Everything has micro-bevels from wear, from manufacturing. The Edges slider simulates this by adding highlights along the edges. Here's a material with sharp edges. Looks okay, but something feels off. Now I'll select the material, go to the Advanced Properties, you click on this arrow at the bottom to open them up, and scroll down to the Round Corners option. I'll drag this slider just a bit. You see those subtle highlights that appeared along the corners and edges? That's the shader simulating a micro-bevel, without you having to remodel anything in your 3D software. It's a tiny detail, but your eye picks up on it, and it makes everything look more realistic. I usually keep this value subtle. You don't want to overdo it or it starts looking weird. Alright, now I want to show you a technique for creating realistic ground with grass. This is something I use all the time and it makes a huge difference. Here's the problem. When you just apply grass to terrain, it looks flat and not very realistic. Because the ground terrain texture will be a grass texture as well, which in real world is not the case. Usually it's soil. But there's a trick to make it look like a real lawn with depth and variation. In your 3D modeling application, you create a plane for your terrain. This is your base. Next, duplicate this plane and move it down about 2 centimeters. A small distance is enough. Now you have 2 planes, one on top of the other. And this next step is crucial. You set a different material ID for each plane. The top plane gets material ID 1, the bottom plane gets material ID 2. When you import this into Lumion, you can apply different materials to each layer. On the bottom plane, the one that's 2 centimeters lower, I will apply a 3D grass material. Lumion has great grass materials with actual geometry. On the top plane, I will apply a ground soil material, maybe dirt or a textured ground material. You see what this does? The grass is coming up through the soil layer. It looks like real grass growing out of real ground, not just a flat grass texture. This is especially important when you are doing close-up shots or when the terrain is a key part of your composition. That 2 cm separation makes all the difference. Next up is surface imperfections using decals. These add micro detail and break up texture repetition, which is crucial for large surfaces like floors or walls. Let me show you what I mean. Look at this wall. The material is good, the texture is high quality, but it's too uniform. This is where decals come in. I'll go to Effects, then Decals. Now, you see this section called Wall Paint? This works great to give some variation to this wall. I'll select one and I'll just start placing them across the surface. This creates areas that look cleaner and areas that look more worn. It breaks up that repetition. And I can layer multiple decals. Maybe I'll add some subtle stains here, maybe some dirt accumulation in the corners. And you see how it looks much more realistic. And by the way, if the selection of decals Lumion has is not enough, you can import your own custom decals. You click this Lumion logo here. Now, on the top right corner, I can import textures. I've downloaded some imperfections from the Polygon website, which has a great source of textures for decals and also PBR materials. I'll leave a link below. Now, back in Lumion, I import the texture, adjust some of the values, and I have custom decals ready to use. This layer of detail, weathering, edges, the two-layer terrain, and surface imperfections, this is what takes your materials from good to photorealistic. We are already moving to effects now, but this one is great for showing seasonal variations. Let's say you have a scene with lots of trees and vegetation. All green looks nice, represents spring or summer. But what if your client wants to see what it looks like in fall? You could replace every single tree in your scene with autumn versions. That will take forever. Or you can use the autumn effect. I'll go to effects and I'll add the autumn colors effect. Now in the settings, I'll change this from selected layers to all layers, so it affects everything. There's already presets. If you want a more beginning of autumn, you can select this yellow. Or if you want a more pronounced effect, you can pick the red one. Besides that, I like to use this effect to quickly add color variation to my vegetation, since nothing has exactly the same color in nature, and no tree or bush looks exactly the same. Look at this before and after adding this effect. It makes a big difference. This also works great for animations. You can even keyframe this effect so the scene transitions from summer to fall over the course of the animation. A really powerful tool. Alright, so that's part 2, making it look real. And in part 3, the final part of this series, we are going to bring the scene to life. Animation, lighting control, camera effects, and how to deliver everything to your clients. So make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell button so you don't miss it. And let me know in the comments which of these material effects do you use the most. Were there any you didn't know about? And by the way, if you don't have Lumion yet and want to get started, you can get a free trial. Students get Lumion for free as well. I'll leave all the links below. If you want to master all of this and more, check out my Lumion Render course. The link is in the description below. It covers everything from scene setup to advanced rendering techniques for both interiors and exteriors. You probably saw my story where I asked what your biggest Lumion challenge is right now. I got a lot of answers and I picked the ones I think will be most useful for a new video. How to create a realistic studio photography render, how to create a waterfall animation, how to create realistic night scenes, how to create morning scenes. I am really happy about these topics and I'll be creating videos for all of them. Stay tuned because they are coming out really soon. Also, don't forget to get the Lumion scene file from the link below. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll see you in part 3.